Hello and welcome back to the shop. Today I've got a really short video for you containing 3 tips that I use in my shop on a regular basis. Now some of you have asked questions about these in the past and I've tried to explain them, but I thought the video medium would be a much better way for me to demonstrate them to you. And if you guys have any tips that you'd like to share with me, I would absolutely love to hear them. Please leave them in the comments below or feel free to send me a private message. One last thing. I have received a load of comments from you guys on my last couple of videos. Thank you very much for watching, especially thank you for commenting. But I need to let a few of you know, I answer every comment, even if it's only to say thank you, because I truly appreciate you taking the time to comment. If you did not receive at least a thank you from me on your comment, then what that means is your YouTube settings did not allow me to reply to you. I'm starting to see this a lot more, and it drives me crazy because I feel like if you take the time to say something to me and comment on my video, then I feel like it's my responsibility to thank you and reply to your comment. So if you did not receive a comment from me or from another YouTube creator, please check your YouTube settings. You may have something set that doesn't allow us to reply. Thank you for letting me have my little rant, and let's get on with the tips. Occasionally, when I'll turn a pin, in this case a seam ripper, a little bit of brass tube will be extending past the end of the blank. There are a number of reasons why this can happen, but I've been asked before, how do you handle that? What do you do? Well, here's the trick I use. I keep some 120 grit sandpaper handy. I lay it on a cast iron surface, in this case my scroll saw. You could lay it on your table saw or any other hard surface. And I just swirl the blank on that sandpaper and sand away the brass tube. I need to do a little more sanding, but you can see it's already starting to disappear. I made this one, and I made it an extreme case where I let the tube stick way far out for the example. They probably shouldn't have stuck it so far out the end of the blank, but I wanted to show you guys what I do to fix these. And after a little bit of sanding, you can see I've got the tube sanded down to the level of the blank, and you can see that the part will mate up beautifully with the blank. That's what I do to clean up my brass tubes. What do you guys do? Leave me a message down in the comments and let me know. I often get asked about pin tubes when you are applying CA glue. A lot of times there'll be a little bit of glue that is overlapped on the bushings that sticks to the end of the pin, and I use the same method. I just lightly swirl my blank on this piece of 120, and it takes that CA glue right off and gives it a nice smooth finished look. It's ready to be pressed into a pin kit, and it'll have a wonderful fit between the pin component and the blank. When I'm working with spalted wood or punky wood, and by punky I mean wood that is basically just rotting and deteriorating, I get a lot of tear out as I'm barrel trimming. So what I'll do, and I don't know how well you can see this, I stop shy of the brass tube and leave a little bit of the wood protruding past the brass tube. I like to take a little bit of thin CA glue, and I try not to get it in the tube, but I basically just go around the blank, wetting the blank, and you can see the glue is just soaking in. That's why I use the thin. It'll soak in, and it will help bond those fibers. Now I am going to go ahead and shoot this with a shot of accelerator, and now I can go back to my drill press and I can finish barrel trimming this blank, and I should be able to get a really nice smooth surface. And by doing that, what I get is a nice smooth surface. Take a look how smooth and shiny that is. There are no chunks missing, so whenever I finish this pin and mate the cap or the nib right next to this brass tube, you're not going to have any little tiny bits of tear out. It's going to be a really nice smooth finish, and it's going to make for a gorgeous pin. I hope that you found this little tip helpful. If you guys would like to leave comments or questions down below, or if you guys have little tips that you'd like to leave down below, I'm always looking to improve my pens and my pen turning ability. Feel free to leave those. Love to hear from you. If you're not a subscriber, please click that subscribe button, and all of my future videos will be delivered directly to your YouTube feed. Have a wonderful evening, and remember, you are always welcome in my shop.